Stadium is packed. Pet rally. Tito Trinidad. There's state police. Stone face. Everybody, look, just point, go that way. Okay. I know I'm an enemy's land. I'm playing chess, not checkers. And I know how to move my pieces. So I go down. Okay, we got to go that way. We at the airport, San Juan. All the people that was there working was, they flagged me. No, Bobby flag. They give me a hurricane. So we walking, everybody going one way. We get to Roberto Coliseum, motorcade. Press conference starts, 7-8 minutes. Went right in, packed. To get, you can walk right in, fan, whatever. So that was the intimidation ploy they was trying to do on me. Understood, I'm San Juan, away from home. I'm outnumbered, correct? They got to calling certain names, as far as the show, and HBO got up there and spoke. This is a historic boom, boom, boom. So we got through that. And it's time for the fighters. I got up there, said what I said, did my famous throat slashing, dicks, heads coming off. Then Tito got up there. He said a couple of words and banged down, when you threw my flag, he broke the treaty. So now I went into my act, but serious. When you threw my flag, in Spanish, they were crazy. They start throwing magazine, reporters, they taking pictures, they looking at. So it seemed like everybody in the bleachers was coming. We ducking, books, magazines. Now it's starting to get a little pushy. So Don King in the middle, Trinidad got away from the podium. Don, like today, we take the fighters' hands, hey, the big fight's gonna happen. Don waving the flag before he done this, hand raising, which he didn't get a chance to do, rather, before he attempted to do it. He's waving the flag, and this is on video. He's waving the flag. Tito broke the treaty. He ain't supposed to say nothing, but he home, right? I gotta counter that. I gotta do something so risky that it's gonna, I hope, be world news. Don was fighting me not to get, I grabbed the flag from his hand. We tussled 3 seconds, And literally for a second was quiet. When that flag hit that ground.
It is right here.
Don telling me to back up. I'm pointing my finger at Tito. I snatched the flag out of Don's hand. His eyes opened up. Everything just went. The fans from the front was already coming down. That's why my guys, Joe Lear, was saying, come on, let's go. So they was taking me up to the balcony where I had to jump down in between the bleachers. Like I had to get down to the dugout, basically, to get free, to get away. Because they was coming up. They was taking me up because they was coming past the reporters. They was coming from, to get me going up. We couldn't do nothing but go up. And the only way to get down was to jump down like the dugout that you go through.
And this is after you threw the flag down?
Of course. The flag went down. When the flag went down, they was just
pandemonium.
They were just coming. And somebody hit me there, whoever the guy was. Nazim Richardson is behind me with the kufi. Sharif, all my guys, 2 of my guys. The rest of the people just hit me on my back and throwing things at me. So they just trying to now actually get away from the crowd that's coming up. Where I'm going, I don't know. I jumped down the opening, and that's when the sheriff or the police said, look, that way. He wasn't help. So we found a room, locked ourselves in a room, holding the door. Now, We trying to lock the door, but the door is like a hard move. They pushing the door, we holding the door. We gotta hold this door like this. Anybody that remember that moment after they hear this podcast, it rained. Look, we all know how the tropical storms come when you over there in the islands. It rained so hard around the time that we needed to get out of there and get straight to the airport, which they took us motorcade, cops on both sides, with fans in cars riding on the side and behind us. It was like 95 on the East Coast. It was like I-10 crossing West Coast to the East Coast. They was on our ass going to the airport. That moment that I got on that airport, got to the airport and got on that plane, that moment in the weeks to come, before September 29th, 2001, Tito had to train, from my perspective, and I said this leading up to the fight when I had interviews and mentioned it because the flag was brought up, of course, in the riot that I caused and instigated. Tito had to hit that bag with that thought of hitting me. He had to train and run. He had to be reminded because he always stayed in San Juan and trained. He rarely went to camp, if he ever went to camp to train. He stayed in San Juan. He's their hero even to the day. And Tito had to hear something from whether his siblings, cousins, uncles, next door neighbor, whoever, wherever he was at for training camp in San Juan, someone was reminding him. The name that they was calling me is Diablo. They was calling me all kinds of stuff, and I wore it like a badge of honor because I wanted to send a message. And I wanted him to go through those 4 or 5 weeks left because of 9/11. They rebooted to the 29th. I wanted him to think about me every time he preparing for that fight because someone's going to remind him, even if it's a guy that he's getting groceries from. And I wanted him to think about what I did and what he has to do. So now, taking that strategy of art of war, because I want to fight a guy that's mad at me, not a guy that trained and planned and got a skill set of how to beat me. Give me that angry man every day. I love the angry guy because he's going off emotions and I'm going off intellect.